many, and you might be an awakener too. And so, beloved ones, I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome. We've got Susie Beiler, and we are going to be talking about the Soul Power Symposium. I'm Michele Amburgey, the Awakener, one of many, and you might be one too. And if you are here listening to this, there's a good possibility that you are, because we're all part of the Great Awakening experience, experiment that we are all involved in. And Susie is here, and we're going to be talking about the Soul Power Symposium. She's putting on this amazing symposium to help to awaken, to help awaken us at a soul level. She's got 11 amazing speakers. I am one of them. And she is bringing you all this information, practices, energy, consciousness through the symposium that is just going to be amazing. And you guys don't want to miss it. So I invited Susie, come on over. Let's talk about what's going on so you guys can find out about it. So Susie Beiler, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Sorry, I was distracted. I was trying to share it. It won't let me share it to my regular feed. So oh no, technology is weird today. It wants me to share it to all these groups. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're here together.
Oh my gosh. I'm wondering why. Well, you know what? We will figure it out. I shared it to a ton of groups because it gave us that opportunity. Yeah. So it's out there, it's flying.
It's all good. I'll share it to my feed later.
Yeah, I swear, every time I get on Facebook, they've changed something. God bless you, Facebook.
Do we want to bless Facebook? I don't know. I'm torn about that.
Since we still got to use it, we may as well bless it. What do you think?
Bless the people on Facebook. How about that? Yes.
So, Susie.
Yes, Michele.
Tell us about you and who you are, because I know you personally and you're an amazing human being, and the work that you do is just beyond, and I'm so excited you're here. Tell us about you. Who are you? What are you doing? And then we'll talk about the symposium in a bit.
Who am I? Where do I come from?
What planet do you hail from?
I come from Source. I don't know about all the planets I come from, but
that's all the planets.
Yeah, I've been around a few places. Look, I grew up Mennonite, which is always a fun story. And then I had an awakening experience back in 2004. So I've been on the soul journey for over 17 years now. It's been really intense. It's been a wild ride. It's been amazing. It's been fulfilling. It's been challenging. I have been developing my mastery, many mastery opportunities. When I had my awakening, I realized that I would be changing my DNA, that I would be rewiring my DNA, my nervous system, my brain. I just had this, this knowing. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 17 years. And I love gardening. I love eating healthy food. I live in Sedona. I love hiking and being in nature. I went on a hike crazy early this morning. I try my best to live what I teach. And that is my world. That's my life.
Oh my gosh. And it's just amazing. You and I have been friends. We've been working together and doing stuff together. And you just are just exploding out into the multiverse, girl. And it's so exciting to have you here. Now we're here to talk about your Soul Symposium that's coming up next week. It's going to be launched on the 21st.
Yeah.
On the solstice. So cool. Yes. So cool. Tell us about that symposium, because what you've got going on there, I mean, when I even say Soul Power Symposium, I get chills.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like, oh my God, there's something going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Before I tell you the nuts and bolts, I really want to share my heart and my soul, the reason why I'm even doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you go to the link that Michele will provide for you to register, you'll see a video and you can watch that video, and I share my vision there. I had this vision of this light grid around planet Earth, and there were all these lights that were fully lit up. There were these lights that were, you know, a little bit dimmed and not fully lit up. And then there were these lights that were waiting to be lit up. And it was like all of these lights were souls. And there are some souls on this planet that are meant to be forerunners and pioneers with us, but they're not living their soul mission. They're not living their life purpose. And so when these lights get lit up and we light up the grid around planet Earth, then we can emerge the new Earth together. And so
that feels so good.
The purpose of the Soul Power Symposium is to, you know, flood these lights that are waiting to be fully lit, to just give them a boost of energy, to give them this massive activation so they can get lit up and empowered and contribute their light to the light grid.
Wow.
So that's my why. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah. And you know what? I have seen the same thing where there's a grid around the planet that needs us to anchor this energy. And I've seen very similar too. I love how you express that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's what's going on. It's what's happening.
Yeah. And for those of you who've never done something like this, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money and resources. And I had to do it. You know, it was just, it called me for months and months before I finally said yes. You know, I was distracted by life and other things in my life. And it was just like, I hear you and I want to do this. And, you know, it was the voice of my soul calling me to step into this and do this. But it, you know, I share that because I know that sometimes we hear the voice of our soul and we don't listen right away, or we allow the distractions to have a louder voice. And so I share this to say, you know, I'm just like you. I'm just like you, living life, paying bills, doing chores, you know, whatever it is. So I'm not some special person over here. I have committed my life to living my soul purpose and to being in service, but I struggle with the same things you do. Right. And when my soul speaks, I don't always take action right away. Usually I do, but I was in some serious distraction. So this
life
time
does that
a little longer. but also sometimes I feel like when we are in serious distraction, it is because there is some big movement and transformation ready to be birthed. And so that's my case as well with all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's interesting because what we've labeled the ego, you know, I'm almost kind of tired of that word anymore, because there is an aspect part of us, whatever name we want to put to it or label, that is afraid of that change, that does feel those big monumentous events coming that are going to happen with or without you sometimes. And I really feel like that is what Soul Symposium is lifting too. I mean, we are in this time of great change, and you have a calling like so many of us do. But like you said, not everybody listens. Not everybody listens and takes action. And Susie, you're taking action. You heard it. And it's interesting because once we do that we actually listen and we make a commitment like you have and begin to put it into action, not only your world, but the world changes.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're doing here.
Absolutely. And one of the things that one of the speakers in the Soul Power Symposium, Stacy McGee, she talks about listening to the voice of your soul. And you might as well, you might have too, Michele.
I do.
Some of it all runs together a little bit now in my mind, but you know, sometimes we hear the voice of our soul, but if we're not trained to listen to that voice, we might not even know that that's the voice we're hearing. So one of the things that happens throughout the symposium is you get these understandings about your soul, new understandings, confirmations of things you already felt, but to highlight that you're going to get a deeper understanding about how to hear the voice of your soul, which is really important. That's kind of a foundational piece. If you don't know how to listen to your soul, then how can you take action? How can you do the next steps?
Right. And we aren't taught that anywhere.
Right.
Unless you're, with a spiritual mentor, which you do spiritual mentoring, I do. Many of the people on the symposium, I imagine all of them do. So everybody who's watching and listening to this, and those of you that register for the symposium, which is
Free.
you can't lose, you can only gain. But many of you learning this will be able to step into this and begin to move into that too and get that training, because we don't learn how to do that in our world, and this is so important because it's putting that back into the world, into the consciousness, helping all of humanity begin to step into it, because things are changing with or without us. And we, either you got to be on that train.
Yeah. I like the word that you use, training. The symposium is a training ground. It really is. It's training, even for those of us who have been there for a while. Like I mentioned, I've been on this path for over 17 years, and some of my presenters and speakers activated me. That's what I love about doing this, is I got activated as well. And so you'll get that as you go through each speaker. And I invite you guys to listen and receive from every speaker, because I promise you there will be a nugget from each and every one of them. And, some of them will resonate more fully with you and some of them not so much, but each of them has a special gift to give you. And so I really encourage you to pay attention to every speaker. And so just because I'm on this topic, so each speaker, their presentation will be available for free for 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, that one disappears. And then the next day, the next one will appear. And so if you miss any of them, you can always purchase the replay package so you don't miss anything. So don't worry about that. But I do encourage you to listen to every one of them. And it's more than a listening. It is an experience. You'll receive healing, you'll receive activation, you're going to get processes and ways, teachings, like I said, to learn how to listen to the voice of your soul. This symposium is potent. It is rich. It is full. Like you said, you get chills when you just say the words.
I do. I get God bumps. I do. Yeah. And, it's interesting as you're talking, Archangel Michael is like all up on this, by the way. And he's like, it's an immersion into your soul is how he's putting it. It's an immersion into your soul. And I'm getting chills again.
Archangel Michael. Right.
And it's every single one of you that watch this. And, the different speakers a lot of times, and Susie is so adept at feeling what needs to be done. I mean, she just operates on another level. And
I have a story about that.
Every speaker is going to build on each other too. It's just natural when you have someone who's doing this like Susie, there's a magic that's infused to the whole thing. It's not just separate people talking, it's a whole experience. And so it is so important to get in there and watch all of them. And, and the package, you can buy the package with all of the information, all the videos, everything. It's $97. Is that how much it is?
It's $99 once the symposium starts. Right now it's only $55. So go grab it now.
Do it.
But once the symposium starts on the 21st, the price goes up to $99. And then if you want a one-on-one session and experience with me, you can get the package and a session for $299. So that's available as well. I want to tell you this story because you said I know what did you say? I know how to pull out what's needed in the moment or something like that.
Yeah, you know how to feel what needs to go together. You feel it so deeply that you just are like part of the wave of creation. It's magical.
It's a fun dance I love to do. So pay attention to Patrick Durkin. So he talks about the soul of water, and partway through his presentation, he has a structured water company. He works with structured water. That's his thing. right? So
Wow.
he knows all about the soul of water. He's with it all the time. It's his world. It runs through his veins. So we're doing the presentation, we're in it, and I said, Patrick, will you channel the soul of water for us? And you get to see him kind of be put on the spot. This is not something that he regularly does. Well, maybe now he does it, but before I asked him this, you get to see him on the spot, and he like starts rolling his head, and he gets into this space, and he gives us a message from the soul of water. It's beautiful, and you can feel it. I mean, it's like, it's palpable, you feel the soul of water speaking through him. It's beautiful. It's
Mm,
amazing. So
mm,
that is the kind of magic that does happen with the
mm.
presenters. That is the kind of magic that is woven through the Soul Power Symposium. It's really quite remarkable, because credit to my speakers, you guys have stepped up to be present in the moment with me.
Yeah.
All the presentations are unscripted. No one sent me questions to ask them. It was all in the moment, led and guided by spirit, by source, by the divine. It's, the power of just showing up and being present is what you will witness and receive in the symposium. And that in and of itself is an activation for your own soul.
Yes.
Because, most of us are used to living life through obligation, and okay, at 8 o'clock I have this, and 10:30 I have to go do this, and then I've got this and this and this in my calendar. And, before you know it, the day's over, and you don't remember what you did that day because you weren't present for any of it. You were just checking things off your list.
Yeah.
And what happens during the Soul Power Symposium is we get into deep presence with each other and with the soul and
Mm,
with the content.
mm,
And yeah, it's just
mm.
so rich. If you are an empath, if you are sensitive, if you are a deep feeler, you will really feel the Soul Power Symposium deep. Receive it deep into your soul, because those are the energy signatures and codes that are part of the symposium for you to receive.
Yeah. And another thing that just entered my mind too is there are a lot of people who are going to watch this, who are going to catch wind of this amazing symposium, that are sitting on that edge, that
Mm,
know there's something coming. I have so many people contact me, say, I feel something coming. What is happening?
yeah,
You want to get involved with the symposium because it's going to explain to you, because it's not just a thing or a happening. It is a soul evolution. It is a spiritual evolution
yeah.
that is happening to the entire consciousness on earth. And
And
it is,
beyond Earth.
and yeah, intergalactically, really.
Yeah.
I didn't want to freak anybody out.
I mean, it's multiversal. It is, it starts
Yep,
here on this planet. We
yep,
somehow are very blessed to be here.
yep.
Uh, but it is a multiversal experience that's happening.
Yeah.
And just so people have an understanding of what they're going to receive. So June 21st is the solstice. Very potent alignment, very strong energy that day.
Mm.
And this is the day that the Prime Creator transmission is released. So we asked Prime Creator about the soul. There are 75 minutes to this transmission.
Whoa.
So June 21st, set aside some time in your calendar. It will be available for free for 24 hours. Prime Creator tells us, I don't want to say everything about the soul because there's always more, right? The soul is infinite. But we ask all kinds of questions. Prime Creator talks about the sacred geometry, the fractal field, the soul journey, the architecture of the
Mm.
soul of nature. It just goes on and on and on. There's just so much. Talk about activation.
Wow.
Just that part of the symposium alone. Whew. So that sets the foundation. That transmission sets the foundation for the symposium. And then the next 11 days, you'll get all of the speakers. Michele Amburgey, we have Kenji Kumara
Oh,
Patrick Durkin. I don't know if you know some of these names. Solar
I do.
Rose, Hope Fitzgerald, talking about the infinity wave. I mean, we've got some, like, how do I say it? We have some like spiritual famous people here. I like, who cares about that, right? Who cares about fame? But we have some people who have been doing the spiritual path, doing their inner work for years, decades. We have some depth here. That's what I
Yeah,
want to say. There is
yeah,
some real potency and
yeah,
depth. Okay.
absolutely. You
So
don't get to what we call fame by accident. You
right.
get there because you're doing the work, you are following your soul, you are committed to what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
That is why the people are famous. We're talking about real fame here. We're not talking
Yeah.
about Hollywood fame. We're
Yeah,
talking about famous in heaven.
exactly. Yeah. So then the last day of the symposium, we wrap it up with a video that I did teaching and training how to boost your soul power. So it kind of wraps up, all of the speaker presentations and then my own ideas about how to boost your soul power. And then running the entire 13 days. I've never done this before, but I'm making available a soul essence activation. So that's another 30-minute video where you can work with cultivating, activating and cultivating your soul essence. And the reason why that video is so important is because your soul essence is your protection. It is your guidance system. It is your foundation for your spiritual path and journey. It is, it's kind of everything, because when you're full of yourself, you have clarity for making decisions. You know what step to take next. You have safety within your being because you're with, the safest part of yourself, the most whole, most pure part of yourself. So I'm making that video available for the full 13 days for free, because I want you guys to work with that every day, at least once a day. It's a
Wow.
tool that I use all the time. I learned it several years ago from one of my teachers, and it has been invaluable for me, Michele. And so I want you guys to have that tool and to work with it. So, for those of you who want to buy the package, but $55 is a lot for you, take advantage of this video and work with it. It will give you so much. It will help you rewire your nervous system. It will help you reconfigure your cellular matrix. Like, it will get you moving on your journey and in your mission. It's that important. So I'm making that available for the full 13 days of the symposium because I really want people to work with it.
Oh, I can't wait to play with that. And you guys have to remember, you have to register. There's a registration link down below here in the description box. You have to register for this and get in. And you don't want to wait, because you know what? A lot of times it's so easy. We're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll
Later,
do it this
right?
weekend. Don't do that. You want to get
Yeah,
in. You want to have
yeah,
access to every single one of these videos, no matter which way you want to do it. You can also kind of pick and choose
yeah.
who maybe you want to really listen to. I want to speak to the gentleman that does the Soul of Water. It was interesting. I don't know where I heard this. It all of a sudden just went bing in my head about how everything has water in it. The importance of understanding the soul of water is like number two. Understanding our own soul, number one, the soul of water, number two, because we're 70% water, even more sometimes.
Yeah.
Everything has water in it, and it's
Yeah.
so important. And I heard this thing, and it was somebody kind of musing, and they were going, well, what if water is God? What if God is water? What if the consciousness of God is in the
Oh,
water?
this is what Patrick talks about, Michele.
Oh my gosh.
This
Oh
is
my
what we
gosh.
talk about in his presentation.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait, because it was like, that makes sense. Now that water is God makes a lot more sense than a lot of stuff you listen to in church, maybe, or something. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, my mind is bam. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to.
Yeah.
So stoked. So stoked. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in the desert. It's in the
Desert.
trees. And another thing too, this soul awakening, we have to understand that it's not just humanity either. It's the animals, the birds,
Yep.
the creepy crawlies, the plants, the
Yep.
crystals, everything on this planet. Mother Gaia herself. Mother Gaia, I got my tree back here. Mother Gaia herself is awakening. Mother Gaia herself is going through this. And so you
Going through
guys,
your own soul journey.
yes, absolutely. Own awakening, own ascension, expansion into that. We're so helping her when we take that step and be a part of that network of light too. And when you learn all the stuff you're going to learn, you are going to be stepping into that space and you can make that conscious decision to be there. And I know that there's so many people who are seeing this, that whose souls are going, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. That's the next step. Listen to your soul. Come and listen to the symposium. And all you have to do is register. And the link is right there.
So Michele, you put the link in our chat. Did you also put it on the Facebook? Yes. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if that was an accident or you.
Yep. No, I put it in there and then I went, I don't think anybody's going to see the chat from Zoom. But I did. It is in our, I got a little write-up about Susie. I got that link in there and you guys can go check it out because it's just, my soul is just singing with the joy of this symposium. It's just like, this is it. This is going to get this going. It's going to get people moving. It's really going to awaken some hearts. And this is what we needed, Susie. Thank you so much. And then you've got stuff going on afterwards too.
Yeah. And before we get to that, I just want to invite you guys, if this is calling to you, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with people with whom you want to be on this journey. So go through the Soul Power Symposium with a friend, with a family member, like do it together because you're going to get support by doing it with other people. And you're going to create your own container. You're going to create your own little vortex of the Soul Power Symposium in your world, in your life. So don't go through it alone. Invite someone on the journey with you. Invite 100 people on the journey with you. This is something that is meant to be freely shared with everyone and anyone. Again, it's free to register. So there's no reason why, not to share it, share it with people you love. Use Michele's link that she provided. Share it with people you love and do the journey together. It's 13 days, June 21st to July 3rd.
Oh, that's a power spot right there.
So we have the 13, we have the divine feminine, we have the number of creation, and then we have the solstice where we're launching everything, a huge blast of light going out into the multiverse. So this is like, share it. Don't keep it to yourself. Let other people go on this experience with you, journey with your friends and family.
Yeah. And it's not over when it's over.
It's not over when it's over. This is laying a foundation for what comes next. So mark your calendars, you guys. If you don't have your calendar with you right now, just get a pen and a paper and jot this down. July 16th, that's a Saturday. I'm going to do a free class. Ooh. And in that class, we're going to work with your soul essence and your soul power. And that's free to attend. You do want to come live because if you come live, the energy, the morphogenetic field is just way more potent when you come live. And I'm not guaranteeing a replay because sometimes during the classes, we go deep, even though they're free. Sometimes we go deep and people share personal and vulnerable things and I don't feel comfortable offering a replay. Yep. So I never know. I'll get the guidance after the class is over. If you come live, you'll get a replay for sure. But if you don't attend live, it's a risk. It's a crapshoot. So come live.
And how do they sign up for that?
So after the symposium, they'll get some emails from me and there'll be a registration link for a live video Zoom for that class on Saturday, July 16th. And that will be at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and you'll save up to 90 minutes in your calendar for that free class. And then also, if you come live, you're going to get $111 discount to my online retreat that will be 2 weekends later. So at the end of July, July 30th and July 31st, we're going to do an online soul power retreat. And this is where you're going to get deeper personalized attention. And there's only space for 13 people. Again, that number 13, it's with me. This is where there's only going to be spaces for 13 people. So if you want to register for that now, you can. I don't have the page and the link ready, but I can give you a payment link if you're like, ooh, I want to be part of that. I know I need to be part of it. Sign me up now. I can make that happen for you. And because you're seeing it here, maybe I'll give you a little discount also. So I like to do
Wink,
stuff
wink,
like that. It's fine.
wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Nod, wink, wink. So that's July 30th and 31st is the online retreat. And then for those of you who feel the calling and want to do the deep work and the deep healing, the inner child healing, the soul growth and expansion, I'm offering a full year mentorship. And this is going to be an investment of your time, your money, your energy. This is going to be a deep investment because I am committing to being available for a full year to hold your hand. And the reason I'm doing that is because I personally have had a mentor for over 17 years. And it has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. And I recognize that I'm kind of unique in that. I know a lot of other spiritual healers, guides, teachers, and a lot of them have gone through many teachers and mentors and coaches, but I have been consistently supported by one person, and it has been amazing. He knows me so well, and he has taught me how to access my own wisdom. He's taught me how to access my own soul, my own intuition. He doesn't tell me what to do. He takes me back to myself. And that's how I work as well. I don't tell you what to do. I take you back to your essence, your knowing, your wisdom. And I help you, cultivate your own internal guidance. And so I'm dedicating a full year to 1 or 2 people. I'm not going to take 10 people on. Like, this is something that's very special because I'm going to give you a lot of myself, my presence, my wisdom. There's going to be a lot in this for the person who signs up for this. So, and that's available now too. Like, if someone's ready to jump in, we'll start it now. We don't need to wait till after the symposium's over. So you can go to susiebeiler.com/mentorship and don't spell it the way Michele did because she spelled my name wrong.
Did I? Susie, I do it to you every time. I am so
sorry. So I'll just spell it out for people in case they do want to take a look at it now. It's
I will go back and correct it.
It's okay. It's SUSIEBEILER.com/mentorship. And there is an application to fill out because I need to make sure that we're aligned to work together. I'm not just going to accept anyone into this mentorship. It has to be a deep alignment because I want to help, and I want to serve you in the best way possible. And if we're not the right people to work together, then, I can refer you to someone else. But there is an application to fill out that helps me discern and determine, if we're the right fit together. So
good. I'm so glad you made that comment about the mentorship too. I think people are beginning to understand and appreciate how important that is. Because I do that too. A little. It's different than how you do it, Susie. What you're doing is like, whoa. Mine is geared more towards New Earth leadership that includes kind of, what you're doing, but it's that same thing. And we all need someone to walk through this time period we're living in. And we need that consistency. That was such a great point that you made, Susie, that consistent support. And we all need it because we don't have that in this world. This world is like that. It's shaky, and we need that. And because we're full of water, We're souls full of water floating in this watery world.
No, I'll tell you what, like I said, this having a mentor has been one of the greatest blessings in my life. And it's also, Michele, it's also why I set up the Creation Temple almost 6 years ago. Actually, it was kind of 6 years ago when I started setting it up, because I wanted to provide something consistent for people. So I have consistent content that comes out every week. I have consistent video gatherings with the top level members every week.
Wow.
I want to provide something consistent for people to rely on and to feel some security and stability in these times of transformation. And I'll tell you what, and those of you who are leaders and teachers know this, because I'm providing this, then I have to step into consistency as well. It's a way of holding myself accountable for my journey. I don't get to rest on my laurels. When I have a breakthrough of some sort, it's not like, oh, now I can sit back and relax and go on a cruise. Well, I could go on a cruise if I wanted to, but you know what I'm saying? It's like there's always more inner work to do. Yeah. And I'm not exempt from that. So I love providing these kinds of services because it keeps myself accountable. It keeps me grounded. I have to make sure like I'm on point with my energy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is what's required. And that's why a lot of people don't step into it until they get that soul urge, until they listen, are ready to move. And that's, this symposium is going to help with that. It's going to reveal some of that in there. And don't ever be afraid of stepping into your power, stepping into your wholeness, because that's where the magic is happening. A lot of us stand on the outside like, oh, whoa, this is huge. I'm just not quite ready. And sometimes it's not even here. It's that inner world that's a little bit scary. But when you go through this symposium and you see all the different people, the different personalities, it's like, there's nothing required of you other than just being yourself and being who you are, and just shine that bright out into the world. Come and do the symposium, listen to all these speakers, listen to this. I promise your world is going to be rocked. Yeah. It might be rocked 13 times. Might be rocked once, but you want to know what? That's all it takes.
That's right.
All it takes is one moment of whoa. Yeah. And it can change the entire landscape.
And I want to say too, what Michele and I are talking about, it can maybe sound intimidating, but I want to assure you that your soul mission, your soul essence, it's already a part of you. So it may change up your world, but it's going to feel so good to step into that. Yep. You may feel guided to leave a relationship or a career or a home, and that may be uncomfortable. But at the same time, it's going to feel so good to step into your soul alignment. Like it is being with your soul, doing your soul work. It is the most fulfilling thing you can do in this life.
Yes.
And everything else is a distraction.
Mm-hmm. It is. And you never lose anything. Yeah. If you step away from something that maybe is not serving you, it doesn't mean you're losing something. Right. It really means you're gaining yourself. And that's what this journey is about, is coming back to self. It's coming back to self. It's coming back to the soul. Yeah. Is it the 21st yet?
It will be soon. It's coming. It's coming.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Today, a week from today, it's coming. Yeah, I know.
Oh, thank you so much, Susie, for stepping into this place and doing this for all of us. It's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. And, I've known you for several years now, and you just are one of the people that I always look up to and always turn to for sanity when things start going a little cuckoo. And you really are a bright, bright light in this world. And it's an honor to be able to get to talk with you and to be a part of the symposium and be one of the speakers. It truly, truly is.
I'm so
And
glad you said yes.
oh my gosh.
By the way, Michele is kicking us off after the Prime Creator transmission. Michele is the first speaker, and I put her as the first speaker because I don't know if I can quite put it into words, but there is like a setting the stage energy that you bring, the Divine Mother and the angels, and God, words just aren't doing this justice. But there is an opening energy that you bring, and so I wanted you to kick us off because
Thank you.
there's a comfort in the presence that you bring and in the energies you embody, and I want people to experience that comfort as they connect with their soul.
You make me cry.
Yeah. Well, you made me cry, so now it's my turn.
Turnabout's fair play. Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful.
You guys, before we got on this live, I had tears like streaming down my face. Michele was blessing my work and all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God. Sorry, what were you going to say? I didn't want to interrupt you.
I don't know. I got tears leaking out of my face now too. So
yeah. It's a leaky kind of morning over here.
It's beautiful. That's when you're just in the soul energy. A lot of times that it just wells up tears of joy. And it's so cool because more and more people are experiencing that. More and more people are tapping into that. And it's such a beautiful experience.
Michele. Well, I don't know if we're still live or not because Michele is frozen. But if we are still live, I will just one more time invite you to join us at the Soul Power Symposium. Use the link Michele provided, and I will see you on the other side. So much love, you guys. I'm just going to wait a second to see if Michele comes back. Okay. So we're still live, but Michele is gone. So I feel like she might come back. So I'm just gonna hang with you guys for a little bit. I feel like she might come back. So I'm just here in gratitude with you all, and I will come back to the video to see if there are any comments or questions that you guys have. Actually, I can look at that right now. Actually, maybe. I don't see anything. Okay, so I'll take a look later to see if you guys have any questions or comments. But thank you for being part of the live stream, and thank you for being in Michele's community, and I hope you'll join mine through the Soul Power Symposium. We are in amazing times right now, times of transformation, times of just really powerful shifts are occurring, and we have a ton of light streaming to our planet to illuminate our shadow, to amplify our light, and to help us integrate everything and to merge and transcend the polarities. There is a lot happening on the planet, and I just encourage you, if things feel chaotic, if things feel too overwhelming, if you're not sure how to navigate these times, then join the Soul Power Symposium, because you will get some guidance about how to stabilize and how to navigate and walk through these times of change. This This is all happening for a reason. There is divine guidance that is taking us through this experience of dissolving the old matrices and paradigms and emerging the new paradigms and the new earth. You are a co-creator of the new earth. And so it is really important that your soul is lit up, that you are living your fullest potential so that you can contribute as much as possible to the co-creation of the new earth. In the new earth, my understanding is that we will be living according to our souls, that we will be living our soul missions. And so if you're not doing that, then you really want to reorient yourself to that way of living so that you can join us in the new earth right now. Like some of us are already living in the new earth at some of the time. I'm not doing it 100% of the time, but there are times where I feel like I'm on the new earth. So join us in the Soul Power Symposium. Use the link Michele provided to register for free or buy one of the packages, and I will see you on the other side. So much love. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate each of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Michele.